And I'll quote her: I was one of the complainers, she said. Now I want to be part of the doers. Now, if that is not enough for you to stay listening, if that is not enough to pick your eardrums, your interest, and your passion, then I don't know what will. Her name is Aisha Okikiola Taiwo Jalukon, and she is a candidate for councillorship at Oshodi Isolo LGA, Ajawo Estate in inverted commas. Okay, that is who I have with me today. And she's another member of the youth party. Now, you're all probably thinking, Ireti, why? Why? You had youth party on last week. Well, this week, guess what? And this is the honest truth. I tried to get the APC candidate to come on this show. Okay? I'll look for his name. I asked everybody. Nobody seems to know who he is. Does that make sense to you? Does that really make sense to you? So if you hear that he is one, we all know what happens. But this is the name. His name, I believe, is Mudashiru. I'll tell you his name now. Something Mudashiru, Yinka Mudashiru, that's his name. And I called everybody that I knew who could connect me. They all said, I don't know who that is, I don't know who that is. And incidentally, I believe he's contesting for Lekki Ward A, like my guest last week, Tari Taylor. So, again, we all say local elections, that's where it matters. And you should know by now that that's where it matters from. Not all that matters, but that's where change actually starts from. Every day of your existence, every pain you have when you go out of your house, every bumpy road, every issue that's communal, you name it, your daily ups and downs is fundamentally impacted by your local government first before it gets to Abuja. So, listeners, join me to welcome Aisha. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine, thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. Nice to be here.
We're happy to have you. We are very, very happy to have you.
Thank
you. Don't be fooled by that introduction, because you're on the hot seat. And I know my listeners, they already, look, the line's already going. I know they're going to be calling in for questions for you. So you're running for Oshodi Isolo LGA, running for Ajawo Estate predominantly, which is Ward G, I believe,
Yes.
right? Okay. Let's talk about you first. So is this your first time running for any seat?
No, in 2019, I actually ran for the State House of Assembly elections.
Mm-hmm.
But I ran on the African Action Congress. So after the 2019 election, I lost, but fortunately, I came third in the election. And
You came third?
Yes.
Wow. Can I get my shekere? You came third. That is fantastic. Wow. Well done, you.
Thank you. So I felt the need that if I could come out to run first time and I can get that much support, then I think I'm in the right place. So I wanted to actually run for chairmanship this for 2021 election. Apparently, the LISEC officials set a guidelines that you have to be 30 years and older to be able to run for chairmanship, and that's why I had to drop that seat. So it was between either running for councillorship or dropping the ambition entirely for this year, and that's why I decided that I would run for Ajawo State councillorship.
Let me just say, you've only spoken for what, all of about a minute, perhaps a minute and a half, and I am impressed already. Mm-hmm. I am impressed that you came third. I am even more impressed that you even said you wanted to go for chairmanship. Now, why would LASEC, is it LASEC? I think they're called
LASEC.
Yes. LASEC. Why would they say you can't run? Is that part of the rules? Because I didn't think it was.
Funny thing is, we had already submitted forms before those guidelines were dropped. So it happened that forms were already submitted. We already had plans that I was running for chairmanship. So many campaign already started. And then when they brought the rule, it was a battle between trying to quickly balance if I wanted to drop that ambition or still try to build capacity continuously onto 2023. So that's why,
So it's a Lagos State rule.
yes, it's a Lagos State rule according
Interesting.
to LISEC.
According to LISEC.
Yes.
And how old are you?
I'm 25 now.
You're 25 now.
Yes.
So when did you finish university?
That's going to be about 5 years ago,
So
2017.
That's very smart. So since 2017, what have you done? I think I read that you were a teacher.
Yes, I was a teacher. I've also helped women who are pregnant and have been trying to give birth, sometimes abroad, sometimes in Nigeria. I also run a foundation called the Okiki Foundation. We talk to older people, try to help them with a thing or the other. We also do children empowerment, like computer studies, how to manufacture a robot, the skeletal structure and all of that. Basically, what we do there is try to teach people how to think and not what to think, especially for children and youth.
How to think and not what to think, which is what we're lacking in this country. Critical thinking, because they teach you what to think rather than how to think and let your mind be free and flow.
Yes.
So that's good. So in since you graduated, you've done so much. And we hear so much about young people, once they finish university, not getting opportunities, not being given opportunities, not finding a job, etc., etc. What is that special thing that drives you?
So I don't believe that we youths don't get opportunities. I would not count myself lucky because I believe we all have the power to do whatever we think we can do. So even after finishing school, funny thing is I had an extra paper because I had issues with the lecturer who was, trying to molest me. And I had to still go back to school to write that course while seeking for a job. And I remember my first interview, they asked me if I had finished school and I said no. And they asked for the reason. I told them, I said, but I believe I can do this job and I have a lot to offer. And that was even as the business manager of the company. So you can imagine how big that task was. And that means 10 people, older people that were, more experienced than I was. And I got the job. So up till 2019, I had that job.
Before I even talk about your politics, there's something about you that I do have to say is quite exceptional. It's uncommon, something that I wish was more common, but it is somewhat uncommon in this country. Would you say it was your parents that actually instilled that in you, encouraged that in you? Or was it the school that you went to?
I would say my school played a part and my dad did more.
Okay.
My school sort of didn't really enjoy, because of my department, they didn't really enjoy politics. But because of the structure of the school already, it's quite a must that you must.
What school did you go to?
Lagos State University.
Okay.
So I was the financial secretary in 200 level and then moved on to the general secretary in 400. I was persuaded to be the president, but I had a friend who I saw leadership in, but she usually likes to stay in her own space. So I pushed her forward to be president and asked for people's support because I believed that she knew what she was doing. She just needed to put herself out there. And I told her I'll run as general secretary so that I can oversee whatever she does. So coming outside, the idea to run for politics came from a family friend at a party, and he said he would really love for me to go into politics because he feel like I have something to do with that sphere. And I told him, well, if there's change there, that's where I want to be. So that's how I got into politics. And my dad has always been an encourager. My dad's a naval captain.
Oh.
So
did you go to one of the military schools?
No, I didn't, unfortunately. So I've always had him tell me that it's all right to fail, but it's important that you learn from it and then you move on. Don't let anybody discourage you from doing what you want to do. Be strong. And then always know that whatever it is you're doing, you're setting an example for 1,000 more. So if you decide to fail, you have failed quite a lot more people. So that's one of the things that keeps me going, that okay, the reason why I'm in this world is so that I can be successful and for other people to be successful through me. either directly or indirectly, and that's like my policy or my motto.
I'm I'm I, I'm so impressed. And you know, this is the thing we do say, and they will tell you nurture, nature, nurture, environment. That is a fact. That is what makes a human being. And in all of that, you can have all the other threads and everything. But you've just proven that. You've proven that with the support of your family, your parents, your father, okay, with you, which is where nature comes in, your own determination, and the environment that gives you the opportunity. You could easily be whatever you want to be. You're a 25-year-old, number one. Everything is stacked against you in this country. You're a female. Everything even more is stacked against you in this country. You are running in politics for office in Lagos State, the almighty Lagos State. As in, everything and then Mount Kilimanjaro is stacked against you. But you have not been deterred. So, last in 2019, you were running for another party. Why the Youth Party?
So after the 2019 election, we had a meeting as regards what we did wrong in the last election, basically because it was a new party and we were still trying to build party structure and at the same time run for election. So I found out that a lot of people had ran in 2019 for the sake of one being called honorable, secondly for the sake of I did my part. So I had like different genre of people that I want to have productive conversations with, and I realized that these people are just running for free tickets, for this, for that. So we had that conversation that if we know that we want to build party structure and one has to remain in this party, we have to have actual meetings on where we want to go and how we want to be. So over time, everything started falling apart, and it was more of protest than actually. Protest is good, but I believe that the groundwork is getting people to change and understand that they can be part of that change. So at a point that I felt like I wanted to move on with politics, that was not the end for me. They didn't come through because for this election now, there's been a lot of shaking and shaking and shaking. So I had to look for another party that worked with my ideology, and there came Youth Party. So I even contacted them that, okay, I would like to know more because, this is...
Wonderful. What was that experience like? So you called them and you said, what? Here I am, a smart young woman.
I would
want
like to
join
know.
your party.
And I had a friend that I didn't know he was even in the Youth Party. He had been my friend since 2019, and he was telling me, I'd like you to run. I'd like you to don't give up. Don't do this. I'm like, I don't give up. But if you think so, when I got into the Youth Party, I told him about it, and he was like, yes, I'm even in the Youth Party. Let's go for it. And I'm like, okay, fine. If I can have someone I even trust in that party, and I know him to be a credible person, definitely that's the place I can be or I should be. And I realized that over time, as we've been talking, they understand the importance of grassroots, which is my major concern.
Right.
So they implore you to talk to your grassroots, stay in connection with them. I already have a number where everybody can have, and then they can chat me when they feel, for the good comes the bad, where people chat you and say their school fees, their this, their that. But I just believe that it's the Nigerian problem. But the bigger thing is that you have like a communication line, and then that makes you feel connected to your constituency, knowing that they can reach out to their representative and they can get to know their representative. So
Excellent. So you're now in the Youth Party. You've gone through the process of being chosen, and now you want to go for councillorship. What experience did you gain from how long do we have before we go to break? A couple of minutes, right? So what experience did you gain from 2019 that you are going to bring in this time? In fact, before I go there, let's talk this ideology. Because if there's one of the things that we complain about, everybody agrees that the problem we have in Nigeria is that both parties don't have ideology. This is a country of no ideology. We don't know who's a Democrat, who's a center left, who's a middle up or left and right, who's a conservative or not anything at all. We don't even know who Satan's cousin is, for goodness sakes. You mentioned ideology. Tell us about that ideology and how your party, what ideology is your party about?
Okay, so first off would be that for my own manifesto, I didn't really change what I wanted to do in 2019 for 2021 again. And I'm talking um, wealth creation, which is the sustainability of small businesses and opportunities for big enterprises. Because I feel like with the way the country is going, it's important that we are able to support small businesses, because that's what's going to run the economy. And then when big enterprises have opportunities to help small businesses while growing theirs, this can help us do build the economy effortlessly. And then I'm also looking at youth and children empowerment. As they say, they are the future of now. So how do we teach them how to be impactful in whatever situation there is?
Okay.
So that's
We'll be back. Hold on to the rest of that. We'll talk
Okay.
about it after this break.
The Supreme Court basically said the only type of register the law recognizes is paper.
Everything which he's in the pursuit of perfection.
Right on the app. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. Welcome back to Danful Conversations, right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back. So, Aisha, before we went on break, you were telling me about your ideology and how it merges with the youth party. Please continue.
Yes, so as I said about the youth and the children, there are youths in almost every structural and organizational structure in Nigeria. So how do we make sure that these people are looking towards the sustainability of that company and even the growth of themselves? Because I believe your personality can be built around experiences and the things that you do. So that's what we're looking at for youth and children. We're also looking at women empowerment, because I always believe that women are more passionate about and the community, because they are the most affected, and they also know how to multitask and bring people together. They are like the one person that connects children to men to everything in the world. So that's why we're looking at women empowerment and them actually not looking like a liability, but rather like a support to their families and their husbands and their relations. So we're also looking at quality health assurance. That's one part that saddens me. I've lost a very dear person to me to malaria, because she didn't get the medication she needed to survive, and she was old, so it had like a bigger toll on her. So that's what I'm also looking at. I'm looking at a situation whereby, middle class average Nigerians can actually pay a sum of money to get a card, not overboard, and then every time they go to the hospital they get response immediately, regardless of the cost of what that thing is. I feel like if you can share a yearly amount into card payment for your health insurance, it might be as low as 2,000 naira per month for a whole year, and then every time you go to the hospital you get answered with immediate effect, and then we can schedule payments for whatever cost that has gone beyond what you have paid. I feel that would be easier than going to the hospital and suddenly hearing a bill of 200,000 that you don't earn, compared to actually answering for whatever need you have brought, and a scheduled payment for how you can pay that money back. And that's what I feel that can happen according to health.
Okay, so you're running for councillorship in your ward, Ajawa Estate. I believe that's where you live,
Yes.
right? Okay. What have you been doing in that environment, in the community, to actually qualify, for people to actually vote for you? What have you been doing there?
So I've been meeting people one-on-one. Basically, when I meet them first, I'm not talking about politics. I'm talking about, what do you think about what's happening in this place? And people will naturally just start talking. And then when they talk, I'll be like, this can be one part that we can change this. This is a part that this is a role you can take up. This is a role if somebody who is in politics can take up. And they'll be the one to suggest that, okay, if it's that politics, I don't have strength, but can you do it? And I'm like, Mommy, I can do it for you. That's the reason I'm thinking I'll even run for election because of you. And that's what I've been doing. Okay,
so that's
time.
the back way that you get them. Okay,
exactly.
Okay.
So it's not that, please vote for me, I'm running for this. That's not the idea. It's just, I need you to know that I understand whatever it is that you're going through. And I would also share part of the problems that I go through. That's like showing them my own vulnerability and then telling them that I feel that this is a solution. What's your opinion about this solution? And then we come to a conclusion that, my dear Ron, we're behind you.
So voter engagement. But how do you trust that they're going to do what they say? How do you trust that they are going to vote for you?
What I feel is I can only try. I cannot decide that whether or not that they vote, I just leave it. So I feel like I could try, talk to them. Their conscience will do the rest. So that's
I like that.
That's what I think. That's what I think.
So you've been out campaigning, and the elections are on the 24th of this month.
Yes.
Lagos, are you hearing me? The elections are on the 24th. That's 24th of July. If you live in Ajawa Estate, Ward G, Oshodi local government, please make sure you go out and vote. And in any local government for that matter, go out and make sure your vote counts. Otherwise, if you come out of your house and you step into a mud, don't blame anybody else but yourself. And that's just putting it frankly. Now, coming back to you, Aisha, people often talk about, if you're running in Lagos State, I hear people say to me, when I send out your flyer to say you're going to be my guest, people think, yeah, can she win? She's running against the big parties. First of all, do you know who you're? Because I spoke to your colleague. I had your colleague here, Tari Taylor, last week. As you heard me announcing my intro, I've been trying to find out who a competitor is on the other side from APC or PDP. It's been near on impossible. Do you know who your competitors are?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So the incumbent got the ticket again to run.
Have you ever met the incumbent?
He doesn't come to the constituency.
Right, okay.
So since he even won the party, he didn't win on the primaries. That's the truth.
Right.
But he got the ticket.
Right. Okay.
So since he got the ticket, he has not been to the constituency because 2-3 times he has passed and he has been beaten up by angry youths and people. So you see that he has a very bad record. He has been there for the past 4 years and did nothing.
Okay.
So I am running not with hate to anybody, but I'm reminding them of his record and of my record.
Absolutely.
Maybe not in political office, but in community development, so that they can see the difference that even if I'm not in office, there can be actual change to when and I get into office. So that's him. The competitor in PDP, I've never met him before, but I heard he stays in Ajawa Estate too. So
okay. So have you actually done anything with the council at all? Are they aware of you?
Well, some,
especially as you were going to run for chairman.
From 2019, 2020, I've been sending letters basically to, maybe I see a very bad road, I see this, I send a letter of concern. When I see that they have repaired the road with a bit with maybe sand and whatever it is they have done, I send a recommendation letter that I'm glad that at least this place has been fixed temporarily, so they don't think I'm in enmity with anybody.
Right,
so
good.
I know that there are a lot of people that I don't even know that know me, because sometimes I will go into bus and then I don't have a car, so when I go into bus and they're like, I know you from somewhere. Like, I don't know.
You don't have a car and you are running your campaign, going bus to destination,
but
etc.
I can I say I enjoy it because you meet the Marua people and then you get different Marua. Can take you in 5 times a day. You find different Marua people, different bikemen, and then you can strike up a conversation with them. So immediately you say something, they're already conversing with you. And then I get to hear a lot of stories. I get to connect with them. The next time I'm passing, I'm waving at them. And I feel like that gives me a bigger connection and capacity to these people than even driving a car past and waving at them. So when they see that I'm even part of where they make their living and I'm paying them for this, I'm paying them for that. Sometimes when they say, don't worry, I'm like, no, I want to pay. I want to pay because I know that this is what you're going to use to feed your family. So I have that connection with them. So I'm glad that there's no car for that, because that wouldn't have given me the that wouldn't have given me the opportunity. And you find that those Marua people go to sit at a food vendor's place and then you pass and they're talking about you. That's free advert.
Absolutely.
So that I want to use to my advantage.
Which brings me on to my next question. One of the things that actually even more so in the recent reform that's been announced, although we have issues with the whole electronic voting part of it, but is about campaign funds. How are you getting, who is funding, how are you funding your campaign right now?
So funding is always like the major issue, because I use part of my income to run for campaign. I try to seek funding, probably my polos, my cars. I ask that, please, I just want you to buy this for this amount in order to support this. And then some people come through, some people don't. I'm sure that they have the intention to, but they don't. So that's like, it holds back quite a lot of things for me. an example with some of the programs I've been looking to put up in my constituency to just get people to come out and then, enjoy themselves. Nothing political, just inform them that, the election is coming up, this and that. This is what you should know. Meanwhile, do what you love. For example, a football, competition. Do what you love, but while also informing you. But funding is one of the things that hinders that, because you need funds to be able to organize all of that. So we are still looking to seek for funds to help us run. We're looking at, if we have a group of about 1,000, 2,000 people, please donate 1,000, 2,000. Anyhow you can help us. This also helps.
Literally, it's that little that you're putting together, a little bit at a
it
time.
even goes as far as, please, if you cannot help us with fonts, can you help us with posters, with caps, pencils, biros that we can use as souvenirs? Can you help us with a bus where we can pick people who have not registered for votes? We can pick them from there, help them register and back to their places. Those are the things that we're looking at working with. We have not got all that figured out yet, but there's progress. And
there's progress.
That's
excellent.
What's important.
Listen, listeners, yes, I haven't forgotten you. The phone number is 0700-993-993. And the female only line, yep, you've got to call. Come on, ladies. 014-657-190. And the WhatsApp number, yes, remember we have WhatsApp as well, 0809-597-5805. Now, I can see the lines are going. Before I come to the listeners, and we're going to speak, I'm going to get them to give you a lot of questions, because you've got to be on the hot seat. I don't want them to think I'm making it easy for you just because you're female and you impressed me in the first 5 minutes of the show. No. Listen, what is voter engagement like in your area? Do people normally vote? Do people normally get involved? Or do they just, are they as apathetic as the rest of the country?
No, people don't come out to vote in my constituency. And that's why we're looking at how we can get people to come out to vote. How we can, convince them that their votes will count this time around, because a lot of people have the idea that their votes will not count, and then we're trying to even inform people about what happens when you don't come out to vote. Like I always tell people, you are the reason why they will take another person's voter's card. They'll take your voter's card and vote 5 times. It's because you did not come out. There's no anybody will multiply your fingerprint when you actually come out to vote. And then that's how sometimes I'm attacking, sometimes I'm really friendly.
I can understand that, because I get very passionate about when people voting, and it's really one of the things that annoys me the most, when you have the right to just get one choice every 4 years. Just do it. It takes how many minutes? And these days, we don't have to be worried for our lives anymore. So I don't know why people don't. Now, I can see the lines are going. Let's go straight to the first call. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name and where you calling from?
My name is Remy.
Remy, where you calling from?
Akoka.
Remy from Akoka, go ahead. Yes. Firstly, let me ask you, have you been listening?
You said?
Have you been listening to the show so far?
I have.
Right. Are you going to be voting for Aisha?
Actually, I live in Akoka, not in our constituency.
But if you were in a constituency?
Actually, we have a candidate on another party as well, too.
Oh, good. Go ahead with your question.
Let me salute them first. Youth Party. Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, go ahead.
I'm talking to the candidate.
We're listening.
What did he say?
I'm a member of the party as well, too.
Okay.
Yes. Morrison, I'm saluting them, so I'm not getting a response.
Oh, okay, he's saluting you. He said he's saluting you.
Okay.
He's a member of the
God,
youth
I'm
party.
so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was wondering that you were trying to talk about the party.
Okay. Good to hear you guys. How are you guys doing?
We're doing very well, thank you.
Yeah, I guess you guys must have heard of Yomi Ojutelego. Yomi?
Well, Yomi isn't on this, and this is an interview with Aisha.
I know.
So please go ahead with your question. Do you have a question or a comment? Lines cut off. Right. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name and where you calling from, please?
My name is ADA, Ada.
Ada, go ahead.
I'm calling from Ajara State.
Oh, wonderful.
Hi, Ada.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Aisha, I haven't seen you. I must tell you. I'm not apolitical. I'm a very political being. I haven't seen you, and I always complain that during this period, we always allow one party to come out. I haven't seen you in the streets, and we are all campaigning for another party. So you need to walk around the streets. Ajara State is not so big. I hope you understand what I mean.
Yes.
We have shops around. You can walk to the shops. Once we see you walk, we can continue your work with you.
Right.
But you need to really come out. Even if it's one night of one shout, people will hear that some other person. I've been asking, is there no opponent? So I'm happy. I've been listening in. I had to sit down to listen. I left what I was doing. So you really need to come out. Then talk to youths in churches, mosques, and all. Move to meet where they're having meetings. Ask around. There are so just very few of the mosques and churches in Nigeria. Move around. Talk to the youth wing. Do you understand me? And then get them to know what you're doing. Then, talk to them with your own proposals. You see the road. You know the road they are doing by Chivita.
Yes, I do.
Paving it just because of the election.
Yes.
And for the past 2 weeks, nothing has been done there. They blocked the road.
Very
So, we know all these things. So if we have people that will come out and do the right thing, people are harassing us. Okadas are stealing money from people that came from the bank and all that.
Yes.
And nobody is talking. The day I talked to one of the proponents, they said they are going to use them for the election. It's very bad.
Ada, may I
Very,
ask
very
you a
bad.
question? I'm so glad you
Yes,
called
yes.
from Ajaro Estate.
Yes, darling.
So you said you've been involved in campaigning. Is that correct?
Yes. I go out on days, the election days, to call people. I insist my children will register for their own so that they vote. I call people out. Come, let's go and vote.
Wow, I've got to give you my shekere. That is
No, that's
called
what we should
great
do.
citizenship. Well done. Well done. And that's excellent feedback for you, Aisha. Aisha, do
And
you want
then
to
I'm
come
going
in?
to,
Go ahead.
Aisha, I need to have your number. I need to give somebody that will help you do some GoFundMe thing. And then you use, even if it's from their school, they are not around here, but I know that somehow they will help you raise some money. I will get somewhere we'll put our 1,000. I'll get people to put in our 1,000. We'll do that.
Let me just say, you can send me a message on my Instagram on my Instagram. Send me a direct message at Cisioge Lagos, and I will connect you with Aisha.
It's all right.
Yeah?
It's all right.
At
I know my
Cisioge
children will do
Lagos.
that. I'm not very that.
No problem.
You
You're
know,
doing
I
more
want
than
myself
enough,
and-
Ada. Honestly,
No, it's all right.
Thank
I'm
you
loving
very
what you're
much.
doing.
Thank you
Aisha,
very
I
much.
need to see you talk. You know Eleganza Junction. You know the Okada Junction.
I have
You know those places.
Ma, the
Stay
truth
there,
is
get
that
small microphone and
our
talk.
can you
In
hear
the
me, ma?
morning, talk. In the evening, talk. During traffic, talk.
Well, we
going to
have
succeed.
we have been doing that, and then we already
I
said
haven't
we're
heard.
going to
I know I'm on
soon,
ground.
ma.
I haven't heard.
Soon, ma.
I
I'll
haven't
find
heard.
you.
When I tell you I haven't heard, I haven't heard.
I'll find you soon, ma.
Ada, thank
It's
you.
all
That
right.
was a wonderful
Thank you
call.
so
Thank
much.
you. Cisioge Lagos, send me a DM, okay? And I'll connect both of you. Let's take the next call. Hello.
Hi,
Hello.
the name is Kende.
Hello, Kende.
Wonderful interview.
Thank
Really
you.
must say, tops up to the lady in there.
Yes,
It's
she's
not
here,
easy
Aisha.
It's not easy finding youths who are interested in political positions. Concerning her not being visible, I understand that because there are some places where you can't just put up a poster. You've got to settle guys, the guys who run the streets. I do understand all that. Time to put up your poster overnight, the next day it's gone. That's how bad Nigerian politics is, especially that of Lagos. There is no room to allow the youth to grow. There is a lot of hostilities. Our fathers, our grandpas who are refusing to leave the position have made it extremely difficult for the young ones to come ahead. So I used to say this to our youth out there, that it's as good as politics is as good as going to church. You just have to pick your denomination. Is it Baptist? Is it this or that? And stick with it. If you can give your tithes to church, then you should also learn to give to your development, because politics is not about the candidates. It's not about Aisha. It's actually about you. Because for the next 4 years, these are the guys who are going to determine what goes on to your economy.
Okay.
personal economy. So here's a shout out to young people like her, and a shout out to Nigerians who feel frustrated. It's time to shift. It's time to leave the old political ways and look for fresh new people who are ready to do the right thing, and then hold them accountable. If Aisha gets in there and she forgets the people who actually put her in there, because you are like the godfather to Aisha at the moment, you can call her to order by simply asking her, "We want you back. We're pulling you out there." So it's time for Nigerians to realize the power it's with you right now. Let's go for it. Let's see what we can do. If our numbers are much, let's go out there and kick some. You know what I mean?
Kehinde, before you go, are you still there? Yeah. Kehinde, let me just ask you, in your area, I'm presuming you have a PVC?
Yes, I do.
Right. You're aware of your candidates. Which area are you in? I don't know.
Koshofe.
Right. So you're aware of the candidates for councillorship, the local elections in your area?
To be honest, it's just right now in Koshofe, APC is the only person allowed to put up posters. I'm sorry to say that.
Wow. Okay.
When I say the only people are allowed, any other party goes up there, it's torn down. They don't care who you are.
Wow.
So the hostility is real. When I say that, I was involved in one of the new political parties. It was registered, 2019, and because they didn't win any position, they got axed off, which is, I feel, INEC goofed in a big way. But hey, it's Nigeria.
It is what it is, yeah. So let me just say something. If you know of the other candidates and you have a preferred candidate, do please go out and vote, because people like Aisha, Tari, all the other young people who are actually sticking their neck out to say, you know what, I'm not going to kowtow to these big wigs. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to put my head above the parapet, and I'm going to stand for something. They need people like us to vote.
I honestly appreciate that, and I understand that. But here's another scenario like Aisha to prepare herself for. If Aisha wins the vote, she's going to be called to the table. Aisha, we don't want you here. Take $1 billion, walk away from it. Would she walk away?
Well, I'll ask her that.
We need to begin to ask our upcoming people.
Okay.
They throw money to you, and if you say no, are you ready to fight for your mandate?
Okay. All right. You'll answer that. Let me just pick up. Thank you, Kehinde. Let's pick up another call before we go on break. Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Hello.
Chief Mrs.
Chief Mister. How are you?
Fine. I'm having cold.
I'm so sorry.
No
Wish
problem.
you better.
Yeah, Aisha, what is the name of your party?
Youth Party.
Oh, good. You guys have been around. Although I stay in Itireka,
Okay.
but I will call one or two persons in that Ajawa state.
Okay.
I want to thank Madam Ada as well. Like she said, go out, meet them.
Yeah.
By God's grace, our vote will come this time.
Amen.
Even in my own, there is nothing like election. The former guy, he didn't do anything. I've been calling. Chief Mrs., I always call you,
Of course, Chief Mister, I know.
These guys, but they are not doing anything.
They don't.
So like that one in your own that did not work, I want to beg the youth, people like Madam Ada, to stand by you. Thank God, those who threatened them in Edo election. Chief Mrs., you remember Edo election?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do.
Happened in Edo?
Yes, I do.
Some people.
Yes, I do.
If you do two funny things, you go in for it.
Yeah.
Those guys will still be around to help us out. So Aisha, don't give up. Meet people like Ada. By God's grace, you are going to scale through.
Chief Mister, before you go, do you fall under Tari Taylor? My guest last week, her ward is Etiosa Ward A, which is Lekki to Femi Okunu. She's contesting in that area, and she's another young member of the Youth Party.
Youth Party, yeah. No, my own is in Itireka.
Okay, so it's further up. Okay.
I will find out the youth guys in my place too.
Okay.
I will find out, and I make sure 3 of my children, they are of age, get a voters card. They will line up with me.
Excellent.
And that they will vote and defend our vote. So Aisha, good luck to you.
Excellent. And I wish you better. Get well soon. All my love. Thank you. Hello. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from? Are you there?
Yes. My name is
Doyin.
Oyin.
Okay. Where are you calling from?
Calling from Apapa.
Okay, all right. We're about to go on break, so go ahead with your comments and question, please.
Okay. What I would just like to say is the fact that we have youth trying to contest is a very, very bright thing, a very, very bright idea, a good thing for everybody. I myself am a youth member. I count myself as a youth, at least I'm still under my 30s. But then, the issue we are having is that these people they are just planning coup everywhere, taking our youth and bribing with 500 naira. Bribing them with 500 naira, giving them 1,000 naira to sell their bed.
I'm so sorry, we're about to go on break. Sorry, would you mind calling back? Because I was really interested in what you're saying. Hello?
Okay, no problem.
Please call back immediately after the break.
Downfall Conversations will be right back.
Apollo.
Good afternoon. What's your name, please?
My name is Jonah.
Hello, Jonah. How are you?
Fine, thank you. I'm calling from Ibuefo.
Oh, wonderful. Now, let's talk.
Yeah, based on the party when you say it's my party rather. I can say it's my party. You know?
Which party is your party?
The youth party that you're talking about.
Excellent. Go ahead. Continue.
So, even the protests that are happening there, we were there. I was there live when it happened. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So, even the surprise, let me bust your brain. During the election 2019 that just passed,
yeah,
this my voter's card, I did it at Itiosa local government. That's Ibuefo for primary health center.
Okay.
So, my this thing, during election period, I came there as a president election. So they asked me that the voter's card is not working. Well, during governor election, my voter's card work. You can imagine.
Well, it's making me laugh. Forgive me.
I'm telling you the truth.
I'm listening.
So, I now say, why this did not work during presidentship?
Yes.
Then they don't know. Say that it's error. You can imagine, okay, if my card has an issue, online they say CRV-INEC-Nigeria.org.
Mm-hmm.
I enter to replacement of my card. I put everything. Then I tell me that your card is not recognized. You know?
That's
And I
pretty
say, okay,
crazy, yes.
Sorry?
Yes, it's crazy, yes.
They now ask me if I want to do a new card. I say, okay, no problem. I go to the new card. I put all everywhere from the beginning to the end of my details. I put there. They now ask me that, okay, schedule, date of capture and complete, whatever. You understand?
Yeah.
I tap it, they tell me it's not available. So my sister, I don't know. I don't know where we are going to for this country. Seriously.
Well, I'm due to have INEC on my show, hopefully next week, so you'll be able to put your questions to them. Thank you so much.
I even have my captures serial number now as I'm talking to you.
Right.
But that schedule date and time, they say it's not available. I mean, when they put it there, but they are telling me it's not available. It's not picking.
Right. INEC will be on this show, I promise you. Right? You will be able to put your questions to them. Now, let's pick up the next call. Do we have time? A few minutes? We have 1 minute. Hello?
Hello, Aisha.
Hi.
I don't know if...
Oh, we can't hear you. Please say that again.
Any account number that we can send some money to you.
Okay.
To support you. Please, even though 2,000 5,000 goes along. We are youth. We need the youth people in politics, please.
Thank you. Right. So, Aisha, please use this last few seconds to let us know what your handle is. So, where people can send you DM.
Okay, so my Instagram is I am that Okikiola and my Twitter is at Ojalupon.
We don't talk Twitter. That's Bird app. Right. that bird app. Yeah. Right. Okay. We'll be back after the news. My beautiful girl is here to lead the news. And she's looking stunning in green, aren't she? Ooh la la.
Nigeria Info. Your number one for news. Always spot on, fresh and direct on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Communications.
Right.
Your Sorry, I meant, let me read out the phone numbers again. 0700 993 993 993. Ladies only, 014 657 190. And the WhatsApp number is 0809 597 5805. Now, Aisha, you've heard quite, the lines are going, but before we pick up the next call, you've had quite a few questions and comments so far. Respond. I want to give you a chance to respond to those.
Okay. First would be when he spoke about when I get into office, and then they put me to the table and ask me, I'll give you 1 billion naira for you to drop this mandate. But I believe for the councillorship ticket, they would not offer me 1 billion naira. And then one thing I know is that if they decide to do business, I've got business ideas.
Okay.
And then the business ideas is to go further, not to go backward ground zero. So that's the answer for that. And then, yes, about funding and donations, I'm really grateful for everybody that's calling in to donate and help us fund the election. I'm very, very grateful. That will go a long way. And I assure you, nobody's putting your money in the pocket. We are all using it for the advancement of the campaign and to make sure we actually win, because the truth is we can't do it without money. It's as simple as even going out to talk to people and campaign. So we need all of this. For our volunteers, it's not monetary, but we need to be able to buy water and a few things like that. That's why your little 500, 1,000 and thereabout would really go a long way.
All right.
So,
what do you want to take this opportunity to read out your handle again?
Yes.
And how they get involved with the youth party as well.
So to register for the youth party, it's www.youthpartyng.com. You can register for the party. You can read about the party. You can read about the manifesto. To get across to me on Instagram, I am that Okikiola. Yes,
I am that Okikiola. Excellent.
And for Facebook is Okikiola Taiwo Jalupon.
Excellent.
On my.
I have messages on WhatsApp. Let me read this one out. Good day, ma'am. And thank God you said ma, not ma'am. I really hate that, ma'am, honestly. Good day, ma'am. I am really, and my producer just gave me that. What? You've never told me that before? Now I'm saying it. I prefer ma. We're not Americans. We are ma. Nigeria is ma. Anyway, so here's the comment from Emeka. Good day, ma. I am really enjoying your program. The truth is, I really admire her courage, and I think it's high time we, the youth, stand and make a difference in our local government. The party in which she's representing, Lagos won't give. Even if she wins, they will definitely rob her of her mandate. Unless she's with them, that's how bad our elections are, because it's not free and fair, like people perceive it to be. I'm Emeka from Ikoyi. So here's what I'm going to do. Can I just be anti? Stop writing A-M. It is I, apostrophe with an M. We must do that. We must normalize writing in that way, since I am speaking to young people. Okay? Not trying to preach, but I've got to be auntie. Sometimes I have to be auntie. But thank you for saying ma instead of ma'am. Right. Lines are going. Everybody wants to talk. Hello.
Good afternoon, ma.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, this our President Aisha.
Sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
My name is Mr. Frank. I'm calling from Ojalaba.
Okay.
And I want to say this because all these things, it is very, very hard to stay out. But if you say it is going to help. Now, sometimes women will say they don't have chance to enter into any political thing. But the time has come now. Now, last week, a lady came. Today, now you came. Before you come, you people should make sure that you have strong people that is going to back you people up. Are you getting me?
But aren't you one of the strong people that should be backing them, surely? That's the job of the citizens.
In my own area, I'm a strong people in person in my own area.
Excellent.
So we have to go around. We cannot win only one place. I don't know if you are getting where I'm going.
Yes, I am, sir.
So you have to make sure that people behind you will be standing with their two legs. And you have to be ready to do whatever they are doing. And you have to come outside. Don't look anybody first because nobody is going to look your own face.
Very true.
How are they getting their own money? You have to find a way. Everybody is going to find a way to come out. If it is something that money will work, we'll bring out money to do it.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, we lost that call. Did we lose it? Yes, we lost it. Right. Let me read from WhatsApp. Okay. I have here from Femi Idowu from Ikorodu. Eweso. Right. So, Femi says, Youth Party candidate, please. We don't have one in Ikorodu. How is that possible, dear Youth Party? How dare you miss out my town and my state? What do you people mean? Youth Party, you had better find an Enewoso candidate for next time. Thank you so much, Femi. That's great. Let's pick up another call. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead. What's your name, please?
Yeah, I want to stay anonymous, yeah?
You want to stay anonymous? Go ahead.
Yes. The other guy is not getting it right. The last guy that spoke.
I'm afraid, here's what I don't allow. I don't allow somebody to come and say what somebody else didn't say right.
It's all right. I'm sorry about that. But the truth remains that...
Go ahead. Tell me your truth.
Okay, yeah. Well, I want to say that the lady there needs to come up and share her view about life and how she will want to impact the local government. And from the local government, you don't need anybody. You need to market yourself. You need to tell us, and we will reason alongside with you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. Shall I read? Okay, we have a call. Hello? Hello? Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yes, there was a question somebody asked the lady towards the end of last week's program. What is the acronym of the party? Is it that on the ballot paper we are going to see Youth Party written incomplete?
Oh, I see what you're asking. Right. Okay.
What is the logo? Because majority of those who do the voting they can't even read, neither can they write.
Right.
Those who are educated cannot stay in the sun for 3 hours and the ballot papers are not ready. They will go back home.
My brother, you're making very good points.
We stay. Now, tell us the logo, the acronym. These are the things those who cannot read and write will identify with the party.
Thank you so much. That's really important. So when we go to vote, what do we see? YP?
You see YP with the hand is just like this.
Okay, YP with a V sign.
Yes.
2 hands up.
Two
so
hands
victory
up.
sign. Right, peace. That's right.
Yes.
Okay. So there you go. If you're looking for the Youth Party, when you go to vote, you will see YP with a victory sign or the peace sign. 2 fingers. I don't want to say 2 fingers up, but you know what I mean. Right. So I've got a message here. Hello, Miss Ireti. I'm happy you're doing what you're doing. Thank you. I'm happy I'm doing what I'm doing too. It's amazing. I want to ask you how you're harnessing the schooling population as your volunteers, also association. Also, how about harnessing celebrities or influences to support and push the cause? The first caller was chanting Youth Party for you to chant back. Also, your socials will be good. Bawo from Ikorodu. Eweso. Bawo, Eweso. Right, so my social media is at Sisioge Lagos. And you're right, I would love for our celebrities to get behind the Youth Party. This is so true. Because we see them coming out when the big elections come out. So what are you doing? If you can't do something now, then what is the point of you being celeb? Celeb, what are you celebing? Celebing what? Your toothbrush? Celebing the toothpaste? Celebing yourself in the mirror? These are the generation now. They need you. Bauer makes excellent points. We have calls coming in. Hello?
Hello, Mama. I want to add another thing.
Papa, you have to quickly hurry up. Oh.
Yes, just 10 seconds.
Oh, go ahead.
If you watch now, it is only men that has been calling. What will you do to win the heart of women so that women will vote for you?
Okay. Thank
You know,
you.
this trust thing, that was what I was saying before. Somebody said it's anonymous. You want to come and attack me, and I could have blasted him. Doesn't joke with me.
Thank you. I do love my listeners. Look, I say to people, and I do say to my friends, and I get messages when I leave the show. First of all, they accuse me of having too much fun. And I say to them, I have the best listeners in Lagos, in Nigeria. Arguably the best listeners, and the passion. And you guys are the voters. The women, the men, even the young people, they are the voters in this country. Let's answer one more call. And you've got a question to answer. Remember, I hope you're writing it down. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Francis.
Okay, go ahead,
Yes,
Francis.
I have 3 things to ask. Who
You
is
have to
the
hurry
leader
up.
party
Pardon?
Of the youth, the leader party.
Okay. The leader of the youth party.
Yes.
Okay.
And because I've been watching TV for a while, and I've not seen a youth advertisement, not seen on the screen that will show this is the youth party.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just surprised to hear about this now.
Okay.
Yes, we went for protesting. We want this, we want that. We can beat these guys. We can beat these guys.
So your number
We
2
have the
comment.
large number of people of youth these days. We can beat this guy. If we come out as one, as a youth party, we can beat this guy. They cannot see our back. We can beat them.
Okay.
We just need to do this is right.
Okay. I agree.
Understand? Thank you.
Thank you. Hello. Okay. Hello.
Good evening, ma.
Good after. Well, if it's evening, you and I must be going out to dinner. It's still afternoon, and I'm having lunch with the girls here. Go ahead.
Hello, ma.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. Aisha, good evening.
Afternoon, evening.
Yeah. What I just want to ask you, are you standing as a president or governor?
As
She's
a councillor.
councillor.
Okay. In my area here is Iba New Side.
Okay.
I will try my best to see that you won the election by the grace of God.
Amen, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for calling. Hello. Hello. Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Good afternoon. My name is Agwuma.
Good afternoon, Agboma. Go ahead.
I want you to expand this nomenclature, youth party, because there are so many of us that may not fall in that bracket of the youth, yet we have the youthful mind. We are backing you 100%. And so, because it's not about if you youth do it right, definitely the old will benefit.
Indeed.
So it is not about youths alone. So I will advise that youth and those with youthful mind, youthful thinking, should be on board on this.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we don't have, you may not have the financial muscle to compete with them. And usually the advantage you have is always the social media. But don't underestimate these people. As the time sets in, they will bar the social media just for this purpose. So, as you plan, they strategize too. They don't want to relinquish this thing. They say the leadership is for the youths. Youth are the future leaders of this nation. They do not accept that. They will not agree. They will not release it easily.
Okay, I have to rush you, sir, because we don't have much time left. Mm-hmm.
Alternative application in case they ban the social media. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Let's pick up the next call. Hello. Okay. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Evans Uneze.
Go ahead, sir.
I'm calling from Abuja, Amodafe local government.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Aisha, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
I want to assure you, see, that we are all tired with the PDP and the APC. No matter whatever ideology they bring to us, we will not accept because they are 419. So any party now, like this youth party now, if they come out, advertise themselves very well, we are ready to mobilize the youth among our own jurisdiction to make sure that they vote for them. Because if you see where I register on the election day, I trek. That's the distance I trek before I go and vote, and I never missed one election. They said to my wife. So I pray that God will help you to come out successful in Jesus' name.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, and well done. Well done for doing your civic duty. It takes a lot to do that in this country. I have a message here, and it says, my name is Comrade Akinubi Adetolu Emmanuel. I'm impressed with the candidate there, who happens to be a colleague in 2019. We ran together under the AAC party flag. And I'm saying to the general public that under Okiki's constituency to vote for her, as she has the charisma to lead the people there. And please, Aisha, try and move around more with your campaigns and convince them better. You will win with 3 fists up. Thank you so much. Right, let's see if we can... Yes, more calls? Yes. Come on. You people think my producer is bad. She's not that bad. She tries to let me get more calls. Go ahead. What's your name?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Alebioshu.
Your name is, pardon?
Alebioshu.
Alebioshu. Good afternoon, ma.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, greetings to your guests there.
Yeah.
Greetings to you, ma.
Okay, my question to your guests is that on the day of election, I'm to vote now. What am I supposed to look for to vote for a party, as in the acronym or the logo of the party? What am I supposed to look for on that ballot paper if I'm to vote for her? Because so far she has been talking, I have not heard this. So I want to know what I'm to vote. If I'm to vote for a youth party or whatever, because our name will not be on the ballot paper on that day.
Okay, well, we did mention it. Thank you so much for your call. We did mention it earlier. You look for YP with a peace sign. Youth Party, YP for Youth Party with a peace sign. That's what you should look for on the day. Right, can we squeeze in a bit more call before I read this out?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Uche. I'm calling from Ikeja.
Quickly, Uche, go ahead.
Yeah, Aisha, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I've listened to you. I think about the second time you are coming to this show. Now, you are contesting as a councillor. If you win, you will have just one slot in the midst of these people. Who is contesting as the local government chairman on your party? We need to know. Who are you bringing forward as a governor? We need to know. Because if you win and you are celebrated, you are going to be in the midst of these hawks and they will swallow you. So we need to know, what about the chairmanship position? Who are you guys bringing forward? Are you guys not thinking about the governorship seat? We need to know. Thank you.
Okay, right. Let me give... We don't have... My guy is already saying, we don't have time left. We don't have time to... Right, so Captain has told me. Aisha, let me give you an opportunity to answer that back. 2-3 minutes, go ahead.
First, about his...
Any ones you want, all of them together. You've got 2-3 minutes.
First was, what are you doing to reach out to organizations? And as I said, part of the campaign strategy is reaching out to these organizations, church, mosques, artisans and the rest of them like that, and there are not so many in Ajawa State, and the bigger population of people in Ajawa State are working class people, so the churches, and that is just like half of where the work actually is. So we're doing that to reach out to all of them so that they can vote, come out to vote on election day. And they were talking about youth party exposure. I'm sure we know that the TVs and the radios are sometimes governed by rules that are laid by the government. So if we want to put up a youth party advert that we have to pay for, they might not allow that. That's number one. Number two is that the cost of putting out an advert might be on the high side, and that's why we're also raising funds. We should also remember that Youth Party is a new party, and then we are not on that same level as the parties who had ran. And you should also remember that every big party now was a combination of smaller parties that combined together. So we are on that part
trajectory. Yeah.
Yes. Then for him saying that Godfather, did somebody say something about Godfather? I have. I don't know his definition of Godfather, but I have godfathers, godmothers, godchildren, god aunties, god everything.
Well,
So
yeah, I once interviewed somebody and I said to him, "Who is your godfather?" It wasn't on this show, it was somewhere else. And he said, "I don't have a godfather, but I have God the Father." That's it. So I'm supposed to wrap up, but I've got to read this message out from Timothy in Ikeja. I want to commend that lady in the studio, and she's amazing. This is the type of people we are looking for. If 25 years old can have this idea, is wonderful, and I'm ready to support you financially. Can you create a platform where people can support you like they did during NSARS? So, Okiki, you've got work to do. You and your party, you've got work to do. There's 20 days, less than 20 days in the elections. Can we get people want to support you? Don't let all my words and my oxygen be wasted. Don't let your oxygen be wasted. You're getting us all excited. And look, let me say to you, Lagos, before I'm thrown off, I always get thrown off here. Let me just say to you very quickly, like Okiki said, like Aisha said, small. They will get there. But for now, these are the candidates they have. Support them. Just make do and find a way to contribute your money. They are learning. After NSARS, you all said the young people should do something instead of complaining. Now they're doing something. It's your opportunity, your chance, your responsibility to now do something with them, for them, to help us get them there. Okay? Until next week when we will be on the next Danfo journey. Jiggy jaga, jiggy jaga, jiggy jaga, jiggy jaga. Have a wonderful weekend and enjoy. Stay safe, stay Lagos. Bye.
Listen. 99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.